Right. Questions, here we are.
In 1991, inside London's Kensington Palace, Princess Diana sits down for a series of secret interviews.
Yeah, has anything come up since the last meetings? Any afterthoughts?
Well, only about being accused very early on of stopping him hunting and shooting.
Let's now go back to the other life, before this life, as it were. Your first memory after being born. Anything as a child.
I mean, it was a very unhappy childhood. I remember seeing my father slap my mother across the face, and I was hiding behind a door, and she was crying.
The interviews are recorded by a close friend of Diana's on behalf of journalist Andrew Morton, who is writing a book about Diana's life.
The press were being unbearable, following my every move.
Is there any possibility of any announcement of your marriage in the near future? Can you tell me?
He sat me down and he said, "Will you marry me?" I thought the whole thing was hysterical, getting married. It was so grown up. Here was Diana, a kindergarten teacher, and the whole thing was ridiculous.
The public is unaware that after a decade of marriage, Diana's relationship with Prince Charles is in tatters.
I once heard him on the telephone say, "Whatever happens, I'll always love you." And I told him I'd listened at the door. We had a filthy row.
Most of this unique series of interviews has ever been broadcast before. They show Diana's state of mind at one of the lowest points of her marriage and represent one side of the story, her side of the story.
And I realised I'd taken on an enormous role, but I had no idea what I was going into. But no idea.
On the 29th of July 1981, Diana Spencer got married to Prince Charles, the oldest son of Queen Elizabeth II, at St Paul's Cathedral in London. About 1 billion people watched the wedding on television. Diana, who was only 20 years old at the time, became Her Royal Highness, the Princess of Wales. Diana had a great fondness for children. Less than a year earlier she had been a shy teenager working at a kindergarten in London, but after the wedding she was in the public eye every day until her tragic death in a car accident in Paris in August 1997. It is probably true to say that when she died she was the most famous woman in the world. Diana was born in the county of Norfolk in the east of England. Her family was rich and aristocratic and had connections with the British royal family. At school she enjoyed sports and music, especially singing, more than studying, and hoped to become a ballerina. She got engaged to Prince Charles in February 1981, not long after they had met for the first time. Though their wedding was a happy event, things probably started to go wrong soon afterwards. Most people would now agree that they were never right for each other, but at the time there was a lot of pressure on Prince Charles to get married, and the royal family seemed to think that Diana, despite her age, would make an appropriate wife. Diana and Charles had 2 children, William and Harry, born in 1982 and 1984, before they separated in 1992. Diana was famous partly because of her beauty and elegant clothes, and the way she made the British royal family more glamorous than it had been before. However, from the late 1980s a lot of people also began to admire her for her charity work, particularly the time she gave to charities for people with AIDS. The reaction to Diana's sudden death showed how popular she had become. Her funeral was an emotional event with hundreds of thousands of people watching as a car took her coffin through the streets of London. Maybe the key to Diana's popularity was that she seemed more informal and emotional than other members of the British royal family. Despite her glamorous lifestyle, she seemed like a normal person, which helps explain why many people still call her the People's Princess. Following an investigation into the fatal accident, a report released in 1999 determined that the driver was at fault for driving at a high speed while under the influence of alcohol and antidepressant drugs. Charges were dropped against several photographers who were initially blamed for causing the crash.
Nearly as tantalizing as a claim of murder. It seemed like a terrible accident and was officially ruled just that, an accident, caused by, among other things, the gross negligence of driver Henri Paul. But now Scotland Yard is looking into a new claim that Princess Diana and her boyfriend Dodi Fayed were actually murdered by British Special Forces.
Despite the report, rumors persisted for years about alternative reasons for the accident. One conspiracy theory held that it was part of an assassination arranged by the royal family, although no additional evidence emerged to support that theory. Continuing her charitable efforts, the Diana, Princess of Wales Memorial Fund was founded after her death to provide resources for palliative care, penal reform, asylum and other issues. In 2013, the fund was incorporated into the Royal Foundation of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and Prince Harry. Diana was a devoted mother, an independent and strong woman and a person with a big heart.